I have been lucky in those who were around me from the boardroom to the dressing room. In times of stress, their unstinted support, unbroken devotion to our club and calmness in adversity eased the task of making Rangers Football Club
Hello, and welcome to Gers TV. My name's Cy Leslie.
And I'm Sandra Gordon Bond. You use the same intro, so it's the same video, so I thought I'd use the same script.
First of all, Sandra can't make it tonight, she's been no well. I was no well last week. Get well soon, Sandra. Sorry we missed the show last week. Loads and loads to talk about. Before I start, there's loads on the feed. I'll quickly read some of them out before we start. Guys, a wee reminder, if you could share the page, that would be ideal for us. Like, share, subscribe, you all know the drill. First one's to move from it. Right, so let's start off with some of the comments on this. I don't know what to move for this.
That's alright.
Take
your time.
Give me that paper, no. Use that, right. Put that in the middle.
You want something a bit solid there, so I've told you that before.
Right, here we go, right, perfect. Right, the Bluebells are blue. Scott McIntyre, hi guys. Shared troops, thanks mate. Dougie Walls. Brian Hill, Sandra feels better soon as she should be. Hi Donna Robertson, Callum Mercer. Get the new boy out. Hi, yes, that's ready already. Don't know if that means you.
He must be talking about Giovanni.
Did the request?
It's a bit harsh for Giovanni already. He's won his first, unbeaten in 6 games.
Marion Porter, fine. It's good to see you again from Dallas, Texas. Donna Robertson, thanks, Sice Gordon. Good to see you both. Onwards at Alberts, that's John 6904, the time traveller, singing Aye Aye Yippee. The Pope's unhappy.
Brian Hill, standard in for a sex change, yes. She's got a much deeper voice tonight, so.
So guys, if you do us a wee favour, as many people as possible, just like and share the page, try and get us up to a couple of hundred. With Sandra being a woman doing, there's supposed to be a man down there, it's been a wee bit harder to do the sharing, because she shares to about 2 million people. Right, so before we start, a wee bit of transfer news coming in. I think Rangers are in for a new player.
Just to let you know, guys, we've got some information that we're after a Danish boy from Bologna. His name is Skov Olsen. He's been playing in Serie A with Bologna. He's a very highly rated Danish player on the fringes of the international team. And there's a few teams after him, like Sociedad, like Besiktas and like Rangers. But I believe that Hollander came to Bologna, so there's obviously a tie in there between the two. As I say, he's a high. That's a very good part of their side, and I like that. And so don't put me off. So it seems like a promising player, kind of young Danish player. They're always good. So we'll see what develops over that in the next few weeks.
Aye, so I mean, I know Rangers have been in for him for a few years at the right, anyway they've been looking at him. So I definitely think there'll be a lot of transfer moves in the January window. Guys, we've got loads to talk about. We've got the European tie. We've got the European draw. We've got the Rangers game at the weekend. And loads more. But before we start, we're going to do this quick one. We've got a few callers. We're going to call on special guests. First of all, we're going to do the story on Dave King, because if anybody's been reading the Follow website over the last maybe last year now, a lot of people have been frustrated with Club 1872 and what they're classed as an interference by Dave King. What's the story with Dave King? Have you got an update on it?
Yeah, so basically everything that's involved Rangers, we realised that over the last few weeks, Dave King has been kind of more on board the Rangers and coming to the fore again. It kind of culminated in the EGM a couple of weeks ago, where he seemed to vote against and go on his kind of own track on it. So basically he's come out in the last 24 hours or so, and it looks like he's making a bid to get back on the board. So we'll just read you the statement. We'll just get you some information on that.
Yeah, I'll like that cool.
Basically, he's looking at getting a task team together, which will hopefully, for him anyway, hopefully get him back on the board. So you can let us know your thoughts on that, because obviously Dave King did come in a few years ago, helped us out, him and the Three Bears, but there's obviously some infighting going on behind the scenes, so we'll see what happens with that. And the Gers TV tonight, I've got a couple of people coming on to speak about it, and we would really like to hear your views on it as well. So if you get any potential views on the potential re-emergence of Dave King, then let us know, because obviously it's big news behind the scenes, and we'll see what happens with that.
So I'm going to phone up Robert Marshall.
So Simon's just going to make a wee phone call now, and we're going to get Robert Marshall on, and he's going to let us know if he's got any kind of information on that and his thoughts on it.
So we'll be 2 seconds with that. So I'll be in and out of the show here, guys, because I've got to do the two-man job here. Right, just watch the controls, Gordon, with the volume on it when Al answers. Field call, what is that?
Just whilst I was doing that, just to read you Dave King's statement, word for word, this is what Dave King has said. Now that my business interests in South Africa have stabilised following the devastations of COVID, I have advised the board of Wigan International Football Club PLC that I am available to rejoin the board and offer my services for the further development of the club. Okay, so that is what Dave King's said, and as I said, we're going to have a guest speaking on about that in just a wee second. Chick Sharp, well done Dave King, sort those directors out. Let us know your thoughts on that, Chick, and why you're saying that. Give us some of your opinions on that.
Hello?
Hello, is that Rab?
Yeah, Simon.
How you doing, mate? You're live on Gers. Hi, Rab, you're live on Gers TV, mate, just so you know.
Please don't swear.
Say that again?
You're live on the Gers TV just now, just so you know you're live.
Right.
Alright.
Bye. You're not bad line, you're not very good speaker.
No, I can hear you fine, mate. I can hear you fine. So, I'm just going to let you do the talking. Now, you've been on Follow website for the last year, voicing your concerns regarding Dave King coming back on the board and Club 1872. What's the story?
Yes, it's quite simple, Simon. Club 1872 was born out of the Rangers Supporters Trust and Rangers Trust joining together. I'm sure there's another group, but that was basically who it was. We roughly, I don't know, maybe 10,000 members when it started.
Yeah.
4 years later, we have probably less than 2,000. Nobody knows, because they're not telling how many members as well. It's a big secret. It's like the Kremlin, you're not allowed to say anything. I mean, we put bodies up to try and, I'll use the word rescue it, because it's dying on its feet. And we had 3 lads, especially 3 lads whose CVs were, I've described them as CV royalty. They were some of the best professional people that I've ever met. And when I say met, it's actually online I've met them. I don't think I've ever met them in person, but they just wanted to help. One of the lads was based in America, and one or two of them are based in England. And as I say, they're very, very successful business people. And the ideal for running something like this, there's no baggage. Like obviously somebody like myself, it's a bit a sharing among some of the other fans. But these guys are just, they're right in the light. And they wouldn't allow, not only would they not allow us to ask the members and put their point of view, but they actually use this organisation.
Right, okay, that's worrying right away.
For questions, asking questions. They threw this organisation, they took our membership away other way. I still don't understand why you can take a membership away from a member. I just don't get that. I asked them for a personal hearing, they refused it. It must be the only organisation in the United Kingdom that nobody's got a right of appeal. There's so many things that I've done, it's just unbelievable. You think they were against the Rangers fans rather than trying to help them. And then it comes to they have a vote, right? And they give a percentage of the vote. That vote could be 20 people for all you know. They won't tell you how many people voted. They refuse to answer it. And then the transparency, there's just absolutely no transparency. You're not allowed to ask a question. At the meeting they had there, the contributor meeting, first one in 4 years they've had, they actually done a training with Dave King that was recorded. It was a bit like, remember the FPL done a question and answer, and they asked themselves the questions and gave themselves answers. That's what it was like. It's embarrassing.
So where are we doing that as far as today's concerned? They obviously, Dave King's wanting to come on the board. You're concerned about that?
I think it's strange. I think it's really, really strange now. For anybody that knows me, they know how much respect I have for Dave King and what he's done at the beginning and all this. But he did resign. He walked away. And all of a sudden, he wanted to sell the shares to 1872. I mean, there's got to be a joke somewhere there that he believed that these people could actually raise £12 million. That's not what Dave King would be. Dave King was a clever operator and clever and had his finger on the pulse. He really knew what he was doing. And all of a sudden, it's got this bizarre behaviour. Like, we'll ask these people who I don't think any of them run their own company. I don't think anyone's in their own business. But we'll ask them to organise a £5 million company and make it into a 17 million company. It doesn't make sense, Simon. Honestly, nothing about this makes sense. Nothing at all.
Rob, the worrying thing for me is the fact that right now, we've got 3 years at a board, worries and stress and everything else. We'll finally get a settled board and a settled team with a settled management. The last thing we want is interruption again.
Simon, our board has done a fantastic job. Honestly, our board has done a brilliant job. There's more people coming in, more people coming in with money than ever before, investors. They've got investors in Hong Kong, America. They've gone from all over the place. And all of a sudden, everyone's really working well and looking good. We've just got a new manager in who's hit the ground running. But my whole club seems to go up and up. We're being told by James Bisgrove that next year he expects us to be going into the black and making a profit.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Dave appears on the scene again, and maybe he'll come in a big white horse or something and want to rescue, but there's nothing to rescue. There's nothing to rescue. And the problem I've got with Dave is that I don't want to see his image tarnished. I don't want to see his legacy ruined.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? But what do you do? We don't fans. We buy our season ticket, we go to the game, we put our money in that way, and we get good, in my opinion, we get good value for our money. And that's all we are. These other guys that's on the board now, they've got a lot more money in than Dave has. And what was it he said at the AGM when he talked it? Thanks to this, Douglas Park, I used to not even bother asking him, just put my hand in his pocket. And then he comes out and votes against his son on the board. Whether it's his son or any other director, it doesn't matter. He sat with him for 4 years, and all of a sudden, wants to vote him out. I'd love to know the reason why. If there is a reason, tell us. Stop running the papers and tell us.
Be transparent, yeah.
Put a statement out in follow, put a statement out in your TV, put a statement out in Rangers media, whatever it is, all the different bits, and let the fans know. And if there's a problem, I'm pretty sure the fans will know the long tell the board there's a problem.
Rob, Gordon's got a couple of questions for you.
Hi Rob, how you doing? Do you think it's to do with the fact that we've just won the league and there's every chance we could win the league again and go straight into the Champions League? Do you think Dave King wants a bit of the limelight, or do you think he wants some recognition for the Rangers fans, or what's your kind of thoughts on that?
I think they get plenty of limelight after the fans. I mean, I've been dumped here as his biggest critic. It wasn't meant to be that way. I've got the time to work for the guy. But I'm a great believer, we're on the one boat, don't rock it.
Yeah.
And maybe he is missing the limelight, if you say, and maybe he is missing being the centre of attention. I mean, I'm the last one to say about anybody being the centre of attention. So I would not have against it. But what I will say is, if the guy needs the money for his shares, I genuinely hope he gets it. He deserves that.
That's fair enough, I agree with that.
But my point of view is that we're going to put 12 million for shares. I want to give it to Club Direct.
Yeah,
I agree with
good
that.
point. So if you're the average Rangers fan sitting at home right now watching this, and you're not really too sure about it, it's good or it's bad, if you're kind of sitting on the fence for it, what would be your biggest reason for it and biggest reason against it?
I'm not good at sitting on the fence, my bum's too I think 1872 is a disaster. They need to go. And they know that themselves, but they're hanging on there with Dave's coattails and the other one in the background that sits in all the meetings, but he's not actually in the meetings, just in the room. I mean, I've never heard such nonsense in my life. Now, there's a lawyer on the board, James Irvin, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He said publicly that he would meet me or Mark Dingwall or anybody else that wanted to have a chat with him. I have emailed 1872 twice. I got somebody who spoke to him last week personally. He gave him my phone number, and he still no phone me. So if he wants to talk to me, I don't know if he's going to wait till I die, maybe to a medium or something. I have no idea what the guy's coming to. Just if he wants to meet me, we're all Rangers fans. We'll never agree on everything. That's just the way we are. But I don't think for a minute I couldn't talk to somebody. I asked Dave if we could get a meeting in 1872 in Laura, and he told me she was too emotional to have a meeting with me.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I have no idea what that means.
That's certainly concerning.
It seems strange, yeah, for sure.
And as for Dave getting him back in the board, let's be honest, if you were a board member, would you want him back at this particular time? I don't think they will. I have no idea if they will, but I certainly know if it was my son he voted against, I would walk away rather than vote for him on. But that's
Yeah.
just me being stubborn, you know what I mean? And I think most people are stubborn. You can send them want to be, but don't send them to your family, because that really
that's
a
a
problem.
good, that's a lot of good
And
points.
anybody with kids, I think, will probably agree with me there. You know what I mean? Say what you want about me, but don't bring my son or daughter in there, because that's just not on.
For me, the timing seems a bit strange.
That's what you
The
think.
timing?
The timing.
You know, I was shocked and no surprised at the same time, because I was expecting him to come back sometime. I just didn't think he would have done it the way he's done it through the papers. Maybe he's approached Rangers and Rangers will say to him, maybe they've rebuffed him and said, no, great Dave, thanks for what you've done, but no, we're okay now, we've shut stadium, we're sailing in clear water, so we're fine. I don't know. And I mean, the thing with Ashley's a problem as well with me. Say you want it by Ashley, but he's a successful businessman. He's ruthless, he's cut through it, but he's successful. I don't believe for a minute that he couldn't have smoked Ashley at the beginning and said, right, you fatty, much you need to move. You know what I mean? And I think Ashley would have been happy. I don't think the money was important to Ashley. I think it was the fact he wanted to win.
Aye, fine.
And David never think he didn't want to lose.
I get that.
Yeah.
So, listen, see you later in the room. You don't actually know what happened. But as I say, I wouldn't like Dave to start losing his legacy now, because we all a real debt of honour. But I think his debt's been paid, to be fair.
No, great call, Graham. Thanks a lot for your time. I know you're busy today.
Oh, sorry. Look after yourself. Catch you later. Bye-bye.
Cheers, thanks.
Cheers. Bye-bye. So quite interesting that. See, it likes with Dave King, good or bad, he does own 15.5% of the shares. So
Just a wee point, Chick. I know Chick Sharp's not agreeing with what Big Grab's saying. Chick, you're welcome to come on, mate, and give your side of it. As I said, what I want to do is get the both sides of the argument out there to see what people think.
Yeah.
A lot of it is way above me when I'm watching it and I'm trying to read it and what's right for the club, but just trying to give everybody an opportunity to tell us what's actually going on, because there's threads that I've got maybe 20, 30 pages on it, and it's hard to read it. It's really hard going.
Yeah, we're really interested to hear your ideas. So obviously Robert has had opinions. Anybody else has got any opinions whatsoever about Dave King's potential return, please let us know and share them, because we're just here to kind of give information out and start a debate and ask for opinions. So
I get that. Chick's really passionate as well, and I've been interested to hear what he's got to say. I've not been reading a lot of the debates on the. I really just kind of read the voting parts, see what's going on in the story on the follow. So I'm not really sure what he's meaning when he's saying that you can't debate it, because I haven't followed it long enough. But if that's the case, come on and tell us your opinion, Chick.
You're more of a pictures guy when it comes to reading.
Aye. Right, next one. Mark Dingwall's going to give his opinion on what's going on as well. Just so I can get an idea for the fans what's happening, and then we'll go to talk football.
Okay, so we're going to make another call. We're going to get an opinion for somebody else, and then we're going to move on, and we're going to cover the European game, European draw. We should have some comments for Germany about it as well, which would be great to hear. And we'll talk about the league game tomorrow and the tough fixtures over Christmas and New Year. So stay tuned.
Good evening.
Hello, Mark Dingwall. How you doing, mate?
Hi, Mark.
How you doing?
It's myself and Gordon on the night, mate. So we were speaking to Robert Marshall there. He's obviously concerned about Dave King's. He's looking to come back on the board, and he's more concerned about Club 1872 and the silence and transparency from him. Mark, it's hard for a lot of people to keep up with the current situation and the story from the start. What's your take on the whole 1872 story?
Very difficult to tell you, because Club 1872 for the last couple of years has been a bit of a closed book. They don't really communicate with people. If you look at people who were supporters of it, whether that's the Reverend Macquarie, whether that's Big Marshall, whether it's myself, whether it's something other people, one by one they've managed to alienate folk. Their attitude is nothing to see here, we've done nothing wrong, it's all paranoia, and they just dismiss each and every complaint or query, and there's just no communications with the members that don't support their particular point. It's just completely dismissed. Now that's fine for them because they're in charge, but at the same time, over the last 5 years, they're now doing what 40% of the the income that they had, they've been losing members and contributions hand. So that obviously gives everybody who was in the original organisations or signed up a great worry about, because whilst there should be.
Mark's cut off here. So Mark, he's touching.
Mark, if you are listening, you
I
need
think
to
he's touching his phone.
I think we need to top up a fiver.
No,
Maybe need to top up £5 or £10 there, Mark.
Mark, but I think he was touching his phone because I could hear it. So Rune, I'll give him a quick call back.
Try and phone him back, yeah.
Don't know what's
What we'll
happening.
do is we'll just
Wasn't it?
catch up on some comments here. We'll try and get Mark back. So Jake Henry's asking, what's the situation with the board and Dave King? I have no idea what's going on. Well, thankfully for you, Jake, that's what we're doing, that's what we're covering right now. Okay, so hopefully our first guest, Robert, will explain quite a lot to you, and Mark's going to dig a little bit deeper for us and talk to us a bit more about it.
Your account doesn't have enough credit to make this call. 704.
Right,
So we'll get back to that.
we'll take it back to this.
Only for home nations, yep. Hopefully Rangers can win tomorrow. Absolutely. Obviously, we're expecting a 3 or 4 nil. We're going to go on and cover tomorrow's game in a wee while. Okay, so stay tuned for that. David, yeah, we are aware of the echo on the phone lines tonight. We are working on that behind the scenes. So if you hear anything untoward about that, you could just keep letting us know. Okay,
Just wait, Big Mark's going to call back. I'll just wait.
that's him.
Hello, Mark.
Oh, you're not paying your phone bill.
Simon's just literally top up a fiver. Okay, so
I have
thanks
got
for
that.
phoning back. Appreciate it. That's him.
So you're explaining what's happening with the 1870 board. Mark, where do we go for here with it? What do you think?
I think it's extremely difficult because the when you went to the AGM, they were very defensive, very dismissive, and they just didn't seem to accept that there was any sort of problem whatsoever. So I don't think that is really a situation that can last.
Yeah.
And while they were asking everybody to trust them and to do this and do that, the one thing they weren't prepared to do was to go. Whether they think it's whether they think they're in the right or in the wrong, you would have to be daft not to realise that there's something that there's a feeling about that they're losing members, that they're losing contributions at such a rate, and there's been so many different incidents that have been brought to people's attention that you carry the can. If you're in a crisis, then sometimes there's only one way to solve that crisis, and that's the way to go. But I see absolutely no sign that they're prepared to do that self-analysis and to change and to move on themselves.
Mark, sorry,
So,
there's a few people commenting on the thread right now. Obviously, Robert and yourself, we've talked a lot about Club 1872. There might be some people that don't actually understand the connection between Dave King and Club 1872. So, can you give us just a quick kind of summary of that, just so people watching can know what we're actually discussing?
Well, in terms of the connection with Dave King, to be honest, I think Dave King has a connection with more or less every fan. Because, if you look at the good side of Dave King, then directors will tell you, current directors, investors will say, not sure we could have done it without Dave. He had the drive, he had the money, he had the business experience, and he was the leader. And naturally wasn't alone, but he was one of the leads in it. He had a vision that he thought it would maybe cost £50 million to put things right. That's been proved to be a bit of an underestimate. He did put in an awful lot of money, £50 million of his own money. And so you can't downplay that. However, what I would say is Dave's got a very strong view of himself. Now, he resigned from being the chairman. And then he went to this year's AGM and he voted against Graham Park. And he also voted against the issuing of new shares. So if you're voting, let's look at his vote against Graham Park. He's saying that he felt a moral obligation. Well, that's a pretty strong word. Because that implies, whether you mean it to or not, the Graham Park has somehow been immoral.
Yeah.
A moral obligation. It doesn't imply immorality somewhere else. I think that's unfair if you're not prepared to say exactly what it is you don't like about it. Secondly, if you're voting against the issuance of new shares, how do you expect the club to fund itself? Because that's how it's been done. It's been debt for equity. The club's now saying we'll maybe have one or two more rounds of issuing shares, and then we should be in a position to be back to being a normal club again, where the income from season tickets, hospitality, player transfers, that it starts to be self-sustaining again. So if you're saying I'm voting against the issuing of new shares, what's your alternative? How do you expect the club to be financed? And then you've got to say to yourself, well, if you're voting against him, and here we are a fortnight later, you're saying, I'd be prepared to go back on the board. Well, why didn't you put yourself up for election a fortnight ago? So some of the things he's doing, they just don't make any sense to me. There might be some rationale to them, might make sense to him, but they make absolutely no sense to me.
Funny you say that, Mark. Somebody just put a comment up. I'll just read this quickly. Justin Sider. He voted against the shares because the current board want to dilute the current shares, reducing how much King gets on his. Do you have any reply to that?
Well, the thing is with the dilution of shares, we're hitting 70 million quid worth of shares have been issued.
Yeah.
And if you look at Dave King's percentage, it can't be diluted that much further anyway. And the market that's likely to develop in these shares, they bought every one of his shares for 20 pence. When you bought them through Tifosi, it was 25 pence. The last three tranche of shares that came out were getting sold for 25 pence. So I don't see that it really devalues his shares if those shares are actually rising in percentage terms. But of course, above all that, it's very easy to be critical about however many spend their money. But he did say that, he knew he wasn't going to make money on this. Obviously, doesn't want to make a loss. I don't think he'll make much of a loss at whatever price he sells them, to whoever he sells them. So, could it be that it's, we've won the league, Dave maybe doesn't feel that he was part of that because he resigned before it happened? And, some of these things that have got under his skin, with other directors, maybe that's his motivation. I don't know, but what I'm saying to you is, his public pronouncements don't make sense.
Yeah, timing.
I can't get my head around some of them. So, either he's illogical or there's something else that's motivating him.
If I want my opinion, well, not my opinion, but I wouldn't say a businessman like Dave King would be illogical. Don't know if you agree or disagree with that, but there must be something behind it. Do you have any idea what the end game might be for Dave King at the moment?
I'm not so sure, because if you look at how Dave's operated over the years, he was a very frustrating guy to deal with when we were fighting against the Spids, because we were looking for leadership. The fans were dying to get some kind of communication from him so that we could go to the fans and say, here's the way forward. And he would just clam up for literally weeks on end and then issue a 6 or 7 page press release. So he's always been his own man in that way. And he's obviously made his decision that South Africa is and will continue to be his home. And now that the clubs are coming to Europe, now that the money's coming in again from hospitality and getting a feet, I'm not so sure that you can actually run the business despite Zoom calls and all the rest of it that we've got used to. I'm not sure that you can run it from a different continent. And certainly I don't think you can run it on his run, because he did say that he wanted to ensure that we'd never be in a position again where a collection of 1 or 2 people could run the club. there might be dangers in having a lot of different shareholders, but probably it was the safest way. So if he's in a minority amongst the directors and the major shareholders, well, that's something that he created. He knew that was a possibility when he done it. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, why have you ended up in that minority position rather than, making claims that don't really appear to stack up, that don't seem to have any internal logic to them. Apart from the fact is that I'd like to be the chairman again because I think I'm the best qualified. A lot of these guys have got the confidence to say that, but it's obviously not confidence that's shared by the rest of the board and the major shareholders.
Yeah. No, some great points here, Mark. So just let's talk about football for a couple of minutes. Obviously, you'll get privy to go to the press conferences and speak to the manager. How do you feel Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has settled in? Did you hear it?
He seems to have taken it to water. As you would expect for somebody that's, captain Holland in the World Cup and played for Arsenal and played for Barcelona, I don't think he's had shot on confidence. In terms of how the players have responded, are you going to get a real answer from them in a press conference? Probably not. But the proof is in the pudding, and if we look at how the game is being played, the fact that it's all been won since he came back in, the fact that it's been a bit more attacking than under Steven Gerrard, the fact that we are not really losing, goals early and having to fight back from it, and our wingers are been used in attack, appears to be used in the midfield more aggressively. Then it seems to be doing well today. You had in the press conferences also James Tavernier, and which is how I pronounce his name. I know it's not logical pronounce it, but I just can't make myself. And he said the manager and his management team are all full of tactical insight. That when they're approaching each game, they've got plenty of thoughts about how to tackle the teams that they're up against, So it seems to be all systems go. They seem to have settled down really well.
We don't seem to be getting caught out in the sides and channels and the right and left hand side, which we did do against a few games before Gio arrived. So that's hopefully for some progress there.
Aye, I mean, you need to look at the fact that we were losing the first goal almost every game for a month. But we don't seem to be leaking goals now, which is obviously a massive boost.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, so.
Aye, we're going 1-0 down in the confidence. What's that, sorry?
I'm sorry, the lines are a wee bit kind of knackered, so when you speak so quickly, it's very difficult to make out the individual words, I'm afraid.
Mark, Justin Snyder's asking you a quick question.
At the end of the day, when you're in the press...
Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Aye, when you're in the press box.
Can't hear you.
I can hear you. We can hear you fine.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you fine. Must be a bad line, that's it.
Okay, must be a bad line.
What?
Aye, we can hear you fine when we're listening to what you were saying. Hi, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, but what I'm saying here is, when you speak so rapidly, it's very difficult to distinguish what the two you are saying.
We were listening to what you were saying there about when you're in the press conference.
You said something about a press conference, I can't make it what you're saying.
No, you were saying when you're in the press conference, I was saying carry on. It must be a really bad line.
It must be the bad line. Let me just end the call and catch up.
Mark, it's a really bad line, Mark. I'll give you a wee call back next week again, mate.
Cheers,
okay, pal. All the best.
All right, thanks,
cheers.
Mark.
Thanks for that. Don't know what happened. It was ideal when it just went.
Sorry, Justin, we didn't get a chance to ask Mark that question. As you can probably hear, there was a bit of bad line, I think, on Mark's end. But that's I will blame him. He's not here. So what we'll do is we can put that. We kind of both know Mark, so we'll put that question to him. We can post it on Twitter later, for example, or we can give his answer on Facebook.
That's a good point, because
I think you're right. It wasn't just an overnight thing. You're absolutely right.
Rangers have said they were chasing Van Bronckhorst for a while, so obviously Rangers knew about it. Yeah. And the speed that they brought the assistant manager in and the team, they're all top quality. It wasn't as if they brought people on just by chance. Justin obviously maybe knows a wee bit as well about that. He's a lot of good information at times, but I think it's been going on since Malmo. Personally, hearing about the Champions League exit.
Yeah. I agree with that side. There was something not quite right about that second half. We went in 1-0 up, Malmo down to 10 men, and something happened.
Definitely wasn't right. Because they were never the same team after that. I don't know, but listen, guys, we're going to put a European game on for last week, and I'm going to quickly get a quick phone Germany if I can. I'm going to speak to a German Rangers fan with some information about the draw.
Hi there, this is Werner.
Hi there.
How you doing, Werner? You're live on the Gers TV.
Hi there, greetings from Germany.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
I can speak some German. Hold on, ready for this? I speak some German. What is your name?
Hi, Werner. How you doing, pal?
Actually, pretty good. Obviously, Christmas time approaching fast.
Yep. Werner, just a quick one to just introduce yourself. You're a Rangers supporter and you live in Cologne, I believe.
That's true, yeah. Cologne is my hometown, but I was kind of christened in Ibrox, more or less, yeah.
And how long have you been a Rangers supporter?
41 years now, so...
Nice accent there. Your Glasgow accent jumping in there.
Yes.
So all started when Rangers visited Cologne and played Cologne Football Club, and I bumped into a few supporters. And mind you, the late Robert Watts, who later became...
My pal, yeah.
Yeah, so he was the one I bumped into, and that was the start of my love affair with the Gers. So yeah, looking back a wee while, and hopefully we'll see some more victories to come.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Rangers obviously drew Borussia Dortmund at the weekend. We drew them in the start of the week in the Europa group leagues, Europa knockout stages. What's your thoughts on the draw from Rangers' point of view?
Well, actually, you know better than me that every Rangers supporter is a manager as well. So there must be 150,000 views on that game out there. So I would like to quote Brian Laudrup, who was interviewed from the Daily Mail, I think yesterday or today, and he said something that obviously Dortmund has a very good team, but they seem to be, and that was just verified on the last weekend when they only drew away to Bochum. They do have a brilliant attack with Erling Haaland, the Norwegian international, who is absolutely a goal machine. But they seem to be a little weak in defense, so I would think if we do have one of our best days ever, and maybe Dortmund are squandering their chances a wee bit, then we might have a good chance.
Yeah, well, let's hope that Haaland gets sold in the transfer window upcoming, because there's a lot of clubs. He is an absolutely world-class striker, as you alluded to. So there's a lot of clubs in for him. So he has got a release clause of 92 million, I think, or 90 million euros. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone comes in for him over the transfer window.
Well, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think he could possibly be sold?
Well, money talks. So if the likes of Real Madrid or PSG or all the other big guns, if they are kind of getting a hold of him and they can persuade him that he will probably play Champions League every year, which he can't do in Dortmund because otherwise they wouldn't face us. So they kind of failed in their attempt to win anything on the highest level. And I would think that somebody like Alan Haaland is really looking after these chances to play on the highest level. So if the money is right and somebody is giving him that chance, yeah, why not? But don't be fooled. Alan Haaland is a key figure, but Jesus Christ, they do have so many internationals, so it's a pretty decent team they're showing, even if some people in Germany say they're not as strong as the last 2 or 3 years, but I'm kind of afraid that it still might be a mountain we have to climb.
I think they are quite strong. For the Bears and Rangers fans looking to travel over, I think there's going to be a lot of Rangers fans maybe flying to Cologne in the first instance. But is there any...
Dortmund as well?
Yeah, we are playing Dortmund side, we know that.
There's
a lot of fans going to fly to Cologne because there's not a lot of flights to Dortmund. However, if a lot of Rangers fans go to Cologne, is there anywhere we can go in Cologne?
Well, yeah, I do think that the old-timers among our support will remember the Leverkusen game and a couple of games against Cologne, so the Old Town in Cologne, but probably the Old Town district in Düsseldorf is much more handy when it comes to visit Dortmund. And I would think that the big support we have in Bochum, dating back to the Moscow game, the cold one, I think that they would be very much appreciating any Rangers supporters and the number 1 platoon coming over for a week's volley to Bochum. And that's only a few yards away from Dortmund, as all these cities are close by. So I would think flying out to Düsseldorf would be the smartest idea.
Great point. Thanks for that. Well, I just wanted to ask you a question. Obviously, you won't know the answer what's going to happen in the future, but what's the current situation in Germany regarding football fans, and what do you think the situation will be by the time the game takes place?
With COVID
and different restrictions for travel.
Well, actually, I do not have. I'm so sorry, but I don't have my crystal ball in front of me.
Yeah, I understand that. But what do you think? What do you think will happen?
Well, the thing is that basically in Germany we are looking forward to a kind of eased situation because more and more people getting vaccinated and people are kind of following the rules more or less. We do have a still large group of people who decline to do so. But anyway, so without being vaccinated, without being tested, you won't be able to go into a football stadium or into a hotel. You cannot book into a hotel. You cannot book into you can't even enter a pub nowadays without being able to show any sign of a valid test or a vaccination proof. So whenever you think that you are coming over to Germany in February, I think the best idea is to have all these documents at hand and ready to show.
Okay, great advice.
Yeah. Any more questions?
So 41 years, do you make it over for games at Ibrox?
Well, I was, and it really is a pity that COVID kind of destroyed all that, because I have to tell you, traveling wasn't fun, and so I had the pleasure of watching Rangers playing in Leverkusen in an empty stadium, and I was doing a little bit of journalism work for Mark Dingwall, you just had on the phone a minute ago, talkative as ever. And so I tell you that I'm longing to go back and join the crowd in the stadium or in the pubs or whatever. That's really something I'm missing very much, like probably all people following football teams over the globe.
Final question. Final question. Sorry. 41 years being a fan. What is your best memory? Or favourite memory?
Difficult question. Probably it was a Scottish Cup semi-final when Mark Aitley scored at Ibrox. I think that was special because I was standing right behind the goal, and if there wasn't a goal net, the ball had struck me in the face. But I think the best feeling ever was the away game in Leverkusen when we really took over the place. And I was fortunate enough to talk to a Leverkusen player afterwards, by coincidence, and he said if Leverkusen would have a support like ours, they would have been crowned champions of Germany long ago. Wow. So even the players of Leverkusen have been impressed, and that was really a fun night. That was good.
Well, I'll just say the last point. Obviously, I've got many friends from Germany and different parts of the world that support Rangers. Lots of them are from Germany, East Germany and West Germany. And I know there's a German network now. For anybody who's watching it, maybe lives in Germany and wants to be part of the German network, how do they get involved in it?
Well, the best thing is, there are two things that you can do as a German supporter. First of all, just book yourself into Gers TV, and probably we'll see you there. The second is the European Rangers Supporters Association by the good man George from Greece. It's quite active. And third of all, just the best possible way to make friends is probably look out for the Bochum Loyal and just get in touch with them, because they're really the place to be. Bochum, they do have a very strong Rangers relation, and like many other people in Frankfurt, in Munich, even in the old Eastern German part, in Luxembourg, in Switzerland. But the Bochum Loyal are special people, so I would suggest to just look for them on Facebook.
Brilliant. No, excellent, mate. Thank you very much for all your knowledge there, your call and your passion. And I hope to catch up with you soon, my friend.
We'll phone you after we beat Dortmund 2-0 away.
Hope to see you there for a wee follow, and otherwise I might show up in Glasgow in a wee while, and we'll have a few pints.
Brilliant, my friend.
Sounds good.
All the best.
Stay safe. All right. Bye.
There you go. That was Vernon.
Okay, so that was obviously a viewpoint from Germany there, just obviously regarding the European draw coming up. If anyone's watching from any country, whether it's Europe or anywhere else, then give us a phone and let us know what's happening to do with Rangers in your part of the world.
Yeah, if you're interested in if you're interested in what's happening in Germany itself, as I said, with the network and things like that, Werner's watching the show. So if you ask any questions online as well, we'll be answering them. But I think the way the world is obviously a smaller place. If you're a Rangers supporter anywhere in the world, there'll be a supporters club in the region somewhere that you can join, and it would be great if you could help people get involved in it.
Absolutely.
But that was a great call. It was really good to hear the Glasgow accent seeping through and the passion. I meet these guys all the time, the German lads, and their knowledge in Rangers is outstanding. Yeah. The passion and everything else, but it's just great to meet up with them and they all over a beer. I'm going to put the highlights on for the game at the weekend, Rangers versus Hearts. Let's have a wee look at that and then we'll have a wee chat about it. So that was Rangers versus Hearts at the weekend. Massive game for us. Sorry, I'm just pouring the whiskey of the month, Isla Jura. Rangers 2, Hearts 0, Rangers 2.
Yeah,
Get it in the correct order.
fantastic result. I think that's 3 away games in a row. Livingston started with Livingston, then Hibs, and obviously finishing off with Hearts at the weekend. Great performance. It was an exciting game. Could have ended up 5-3 to Rangers, but we kept it tight at the back. And I've got to give a shout out to Joe Aribo. Last season, I'm going to be completely honest, and if people don't agree, they don't agree. I was never Aribo's biggest fan. I thought he was a bit maybe immature in some of his play, but this season for me, he's been our most consistent player. Obviously, some players have better games now and again, but over the course of the season so far for me, Aribo's really stepped up and he's been one of, if not a more consistent player, in my opinion.
I know, he's been fantastic. I've matched that way. The last couple of months I've been giving Conor Wilson a hard time, and I think the last 3 weeks he's been outstanding. And you need, if you're going to give criticism, you need to then take it back when somebody's playing well. I think Golson last at the weekend was outstanding. He made one mistake that you always notice it because you're kind of looking out for it because of the comments, and it was foolish when he made the comments. But see the pass that he made for the first goal, the pass he made to Aribo for the first goal, it was outstanding. Sometimes his biggest problem is he can do a 50-yard pass and he can hit it on a 10-pence piece. But if he's going to do a 2-yard pass, he seems to make the balls up. That's what's frustrating about the big fella. But I think you need to give credit. I think he's came back for the criticism from myself and other Rangers supporters, and he's on his game he's a good player. He really is. It's just when he takes his eye off the ball and doesn't concentrate, or if his mind's elsewhere. So I'll give the guy credit for that. The other thing I'll say was I've heard a lot of pundits saying that Hearts were really unlucky. I've got two views on that. First of all, I do agree. I think Hearts played outstanding. I thought they were really good. But at Parkhead the week before, they were good at Tynecastle. They're a really good side just now, and it was good to watch a team playing like that against us. It's good for the entertainment value. You could say that they were unlucky, hitting the bar twice, but you could also say when Rangers went 2-0 up, they were very unlucky not to go 3-0 up, and the game's over. So my opinion is you could say they're unlucky. Rangers were unlucky not to go 3 up. It was a massive game for us. We had to win the game. We won the game. We never conceded any goals, and we march on again. And a big shout out to the Rangers support. Again, we were only getting 900 tickets. It wasn't even 1,000.
Not barely 1,000.
And Hearts can't sell their ground out. They can't sell their tickets. Our club need to remember these things when these teams are attacking us at all times. The Rangers support fully Rangers everywhere. You hear Vernon on Amerigo for Germany. The Rangers support, they're outstanding. The way support goes everywhere, and we sell out every allocation that we get, and you're getting a epoxy 900 whilst the rest of the stadium's empty. I think that's really unfair, and it's no good for football. Yeah,
if you look back at the Hibs game a couple of weeks ago now, or 10 days ago, the stadium was half empty, and it's, they've got a cheek to ask for more cup final tickets and cup semi-final tickets, in my opinion, because it should be regular fans that pay the money week in, week out, that follow their team through thick and thin, that should get first dibs in these tickets.
Aye, I mean, I get the fact that if you're a loyal fan of like Hearts or whatever, no issue whatsoever, but it's these guys that are just turning up for the big games, and then the stadium's empty and the Rangers support suffering.
I would just like to make a comment about the passion and the team spirit on display on Sunday as well. I think you've seen a clip of Big Alfredo at the end, Morelos at the end. It's been a long time since I've seen him do stuff like that. So it looks good for the rest of the season. Now we've got a new manager in, and there seems to be a bit of team spirit back, which is always pleasing.
No, 100%. I've said for day one, I've always said that a great quote for Edward Carson: victory comes to those who are organised. That Rangers team are organised just now. The players, I wasn't a big fan. I thought at first when the Gerrard revolution, Gerrard wanted Morelos to kind of become like more a Mark Hateley type player than a goal scorer, and I don't think it suited him. I think it affected his game and it affected his goal scoring, but it probably progressed the Rangers team. However, I think Gio is basically saying, go back to what you're a goal scorer, you stay in there. We've got pace, he likes to play with pace, you can see that. Big fashion. I love the boy's attitude. I love everything about the big lad, because even when I thought he had a bit of stinker in the first 20 minutes, but he was still smiling, he wasn't hiding, he was getting involved. And I like to see that in a player. Well, the way we're playing just now, everybody seems to know what they're doing. It doesn't seem to be that's what you're worrying about when the ball goes in the box. A couple of months ago you were panicking.
If you think back to the semi-final at Hampden, even before
exactly.
that, no one really seemed to know the position. They were drifting it in and out. You've seen who was at fault for the goals, and you've seen the players arguing amongst themselves. And you've seen Golson come out. Obviously, we know what he said, but one of Golson's biggest comments for me was basically slagging Tavernier off, or Tavernier if you listen to Mark, and saying that he was at fault for being out of position. But the good thing about Gio is, and the backroom staff now, we do seem to.
There's a togetherness there.
Yeah, and we do seem to know positions on the field. It's strange that we lost it under Gerrard, because Gerrard had some good guys like Michael Beale and Tom Coulter helping him out.
You wonder if some of these guys' mind was adrift, as like Justin said earlier on.
Yeah.
Justin Seidel said earlier on, maybe their mind was already cast aside that they were leaving.
Probably, yeah. And looking back on the games before they left, you can kind of see that with the body language and the tactics and the.
That brings me back to other players I want to mention for the weekend and for the last couple of months. Calvin Bassey has been asked to step into the centre back role. He's a natural fullback and he's a young boy and he's came to a city like Glasgow. He's adapted well. I think with his upbringing, he's a really hungry player. I think he was from a poor background, so he appreciates what he's got in life. The boy's massive, and I think he's grown into that centre half position. I know it's hard for him, and I know he's making a few mistakes. He could have had an own goal at the weekend. That would have been 2 in a row. That would have been tragic for him, because he's full of passion, he's full of spirit, and he's very, very strong. And I think he's answered the call when we needed him, because we really needed somebody to fit into that position. We're struggling a wee bit there.
Yeah.
And I think he deserves credit. The other person I think deserves credit, Shagger, Alan McGregor. We've heard it time and time again that he's finished, he's over the hill. I've thought it myself at times after the cup final, the cup semi-final. However, I've got to say, the last couple of weeks, his saves have been world class again.
Yeah,
got to give the guy
he's really stepped back in again. Last season, if you look back at some of my regular saves, we all remember the saves against Celtic. There was a couple of world class saves in there. Some of the European nights as well, there were some world class saves. And for a period this season, he did look a little bit out of sorts. But again, same as the rest of the team. In the last few weeks, he's a player that seems to have responded to the new management team, and who knows if there's been a word said in his ear or whatever. But it's there. Yeah.
Aye, and the whole team look like the captains again. The whole team look like they've got a bit of passion. They're all shouting at each other. They all want to win.
Yeah, they're shaking each other's hands. They're congratulating each other, and like you said with Fashion Sakala, they're smiling as well, and they seem to be enjoying their football again for me.
The other thing is, let's be honest, for a couple of months ago, we thought we weren't going to qualify. We weren't going to go through the group stage.
It was strange. It was a tough start to the group. Obviously, the first game against Lyon, and then the game against Sparta Prague, not great. I think we were very unlucky to lose the game over in Prague, but these things happen. But we've dug in, and we've got we haven't really mentioned it tonight so far, but getting a draw away at Lyon is a fantastic result, and we didn't look it bodes well for the Dortmund game. We didn't really look we didn't look outclassed, and we looked.
100%. There was an own goal to go back into it. So no, listen, I think that the last couple of weeks when Bronckhorst has proved that he was the right man for the job, and things are looking very positive. Right, we break here, guys. We've got the whiskey of the month for Silent Jura.
I'm not a whiskey drinker, so I apologise in advance if I spit it out.
It's Gers TV.
The Queen.
God save the Queen. Oh. Right. Some good stuff we're going to talk about as well as the Rangers here. We're doing a wee bit of charity here. At the Gers TV, we do a report every year for the Glasgow Sick. Sorry, it was called, I call it the Glasgow Sick Kids. It's the Sick Kids because it's like the west of Scotland, in different parts of the country. It's formerly most people would have called it York Hill Sick Kids Hospital. We do a charity event every year for them. We bought them toys, raise money for them and everything else. On Friday night in Oswald's, we're going to be having a wee fundraiser. It's £5 at the door. Gordon Smith, ex-Rangers Football Club, director of football, he was as well, was it?
Chief Executive, was
Chief Executive, he was involved with the SFA as well, obviously. And
he was their Chief Executive as well?
He was their Chief Executive.
That's easy for you to say.
And he's obviously been a sports pundit and a football legend. He's going to do a wee question and answer for us. It's £5 at the door. We've got a singer, DJ. The DJ was on earlier on. And as well as all that, all the money raised goes towards the Sick Kids Appeal. Nobody's taking any money.
Be a fantastic night. Absolutely fantastic night planned for a fantastic cause. So if you're interested in come along, get in touch.
It's Oswald's in the city centre. It's up the stairs and it's a £5 at the door, guys. If you come and support that would be great. And you'll get to meet people and have a laugh and a joke. Other one we're doing. We're doing I had a phone call today. I spoke to the Sick Kids charity, and they were telling me that they get an email in this afternoon asking from the actual hospitals that they need 2,000 selection boxes to cover the kids. Some of these kids are selection boxes or they might not get anything at Christmas. And they're looking for 2,000. That would cover the sick kids, kids that are in the hospital for a long time as well, and kids who maybe just maybe poor or less fortunate than others. So we're looking to try and get between 1,000 and 2,000 selection boxes. We started at 3 o'clock today, and so far the support's been outstanding. Bars like the Bristol Bar, the Black Bull Bar, and Cambuslang, the Royalty Bar. Loads of other bars have contacted us tonight. I've not had a chance to check them out. My Lodge, LOL 214 and Denison, they've supported it. Mull Rangers Supporters Club, Mull and Iona have donated £50 worth of selection boxes as well. And the High Number Scooter Club, who I'm a member of in Glasgow as well, have been a part of it, and they're buying. All we're asking you to do is buy a selection box. If you've got a Rangers bar, let us use it for the weekend between Saturday and Wednesday. We'll have a list of all the bars that are doing it, that are going to be a part of this. All you do is you buy a selection box, leave it there, we'll collect them, and we'll hopefully have between 1,000 and 2,000. I really believe that Rangers support can do this.
Yes, again, we're proud to be involved in this. It's a great cause, just like the Night Oswells for the sick kids. That's a great cause as well. So again, if you want to get involved or help us out, please get in touch and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Aye. Well, no, one of the things we want to do, and we want to take money for it, we'll just basically you buy the chocolate. But a couple of people like Big Boffin that they can't get down have said to me, if they send money, would I buy the chocolates for them? If I've got time, I would do it, and I'll post a receipt on the page, just so everybody knows that it goes towards that. But it's just, we want to try and hit 2,000 is not a lot really. Most selection boxes are about 80 pence, 90 pence. So get involved, guys. It's Rangers, Faith, Hope and Charity. We all know what it's about. Please get involved. We've got a wee prize for tonight.
Okay, I'll try and display this. Do you hold that side to side?
This is one of my favourite pictures I've got.
So this is a kind of limited edition souvenir poster of the Northern Ireland World Cup team in 1915 squad. As you know, if you like football, Northern Ireland don't qualify for a lot of tournaments, yep. So it is actually quite unique. So we're going to give this away tonight. Congratulations to the last winner of our picture. Obviously, great artwork last week. Jason Green won that. Okay, so congratulations to him. And who won the week before? Do you remember the week before winner? The champion.
David Ainsworth.
And David Ainsworth won the week before. Okay.
And a big shout, David Ainsworth also donated £20 towards the Sick Kids Appeal. That'll go towards the Friday Night Fund. So David donated that, and so we'll remember that.
So I'm going to give you a wee quiz question, okay?
Aye,
and you'll have until the end of the show to get your answers in, okay? So give me a wee second. So nice and easy. Well, hopefully nice and easy anyway. What are the first names of the McNeil brothers who founded the club?
Yeah. What do they need to answer that?
So answer that, and if you mention our Twitter account, which is at the Gers TV _official. So the question is, what were the first names of the McNeil brothers who founded the club? And if you type your answer with our Twitter account, which is at the Gers TV _official, and this fantastic print of Northern Ireland 1950 World Cup squad could be yours. Okay.
A reminder, guys, here I'm going to put a poster up earlier on. This is a flyer for the charity night we're having on Friday night. Everybody that's watches the show or our friends are welcome to come along to that, guys, and it'd be good to give a wee bit of support for it. So I made the flyer, I may as well put it out. It's better late than never. And I actually made this one as well, so I might as well put this one out. There you go. See what happens when I'm multitasking. That's for the European game. See, give your predictions as well. What you think the game will be tomorrow night? Tomorrow night we're playing St Johnstone at Ibrox. Let us know what your predictions will be for that. I think Rangers will go for the jugular, hopefully, anyway, and go for a few goals. Because it could you never know, get into goal difference. I think 2-0 to Rangers I'll go for.
Well, Si, I think we're due given it. I think we're due scoring a lot of goals. I think our strikers are doing well. We're solid at the back, so I'm going to go for 4-0 to Rangers.
Let us know what you think, guys. Transition. I'll quickly put the phone lines on again. If anybody wants to phone in, I'll put the number up just now.
Yeah, we haven't. Maybe it's been a couple of minutes. We've got a lot of comments. Okay, so thanks very much for that. We'll try and read a couple of them out. If anyone's got any thoughts on the guests we had on, if MD has any thoughts about the European draw to Dortmund, any thoughts on the game, or any travel tips, etc., get in touch. And if you've got any opinions on the game tomorrow night, please get in touch and let us know your predictions, because we're all about opinions on this show.
If you want to phone us, the number's on the board: 0141 319 5230. Let's see if I can read that up a wee bit for them. It's not easy being a tech man, Andy.
It's not easy. I agree. It is not easy being a tech man.
Carol, how you doing, pal?
Oh, fine. I've not seen you for a couple of weeks, because all my internet was down and my remote control went missing.
Do you know, I was worried about you. I was making coffee tonight and I just thought to myself, I've not heard from you since you left the house that night slagging your missus when you had a couple of whiskies. I thought you might be back
came in, oh Christ, early Thursday morning, about 1:30 Thursday morning after taking a detour through London.
Right, aye. You drove home, didn't you?
Oh, everything's great. The Gers are playing well, but I'm still nervous every time a corner comes in. I'm still nervous, man.
Nah, I know the feeling. But we're getting better.
Aye, here's Big Werner the night talking. He's a better voice accent than I
have you met him before, aye?
I've met Werner a few times in Germany and in Glasgow, you know.
I know, he's a very nice big fella. But it's quite funny hearing as you said the mixture of accents.
I was surprised it was as strong. You know, I can't hear you anymore.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Sorry, I was coughing on my whiskey here.
It's not
you're looking very smart as well, Si. Still wearing the tie with the suit stain on it.
No, that's a different man. I've got about 30 odd Rangers ties and about 20 Lodge ties and things like that. So I thought the old Walter Smith man here. So I thought I'd get it on, show it off. If that's a wee compliment, I'll take it.
Aye. All the graphics are fantastic.
We're just trying to improve all the time. As I say, we've a lot of plans for the new year, and we'll just try to keep up the ante and doing my best. You came along a couple of weeks, was it 4 weeks ago you were here?
Aye.
You see the set up.
I see Sandra's not here. He's giving my best to Sandra for me and my missus side.
Aye.
So what he's away now. Bye. Have a good evening. We are the people. And my prediction is 3-1 tomorrow.
Aye, 3-1, good shout.
Right, yeah. Bye. Bye, Gordon.
Cheers. Cheerio.
That's Carol for Southend.
Carol. K-A-R-L.
Carol.
Yeah. In case you thought you were doing a me and Sandra tonight, swapping over.
Aye, I'm trying. Is there anything else we need to remind anybody about? Guys, the number's up there. 5 minutes if anybody's want to give us a wee call. It's 0141 319 5230. I'm trying to remember if there was anybody else. I was to give a wee shout out last week. I wasn't well last week. Heather from Dumfries. I'm sure your name is Heather. I was absolutely tanked in the Empire Bar. When you asked me to give a wee shout out on the Gers TV, I'm sure it's Heather. But you're into the scooter scene and you asked, I'm sure if your name's not Heather, it starts with an H. I'm sure it's Heather, she's on us. And her boyfriend were having a wee chat and they did ask me to give my shout out. So
She must have been the last impression.
terrible for remembering names. I'm sure it was Heather, 100% sure. So,
She's quite good. She's quite pleased with getting the shout out, but she's gutted that you can't remember what her name.
I don't remember her name, Heather. Heather, definitely. What's your thoughts on Xander coming in for McGregor? I think it's that's been a wee story. It's been doing the rounds for the last couple of days. I think when McGregor does go, he would be a great shout for Rangers. He's been a good goalkeeper for St Johnstone, very confident and much underrated.
Good at penalties, if I remember correctly.
Very good at penalties.
Good at coming up in the last minute extra time, or the last minute to equalise the corners as well.
What I will say about him, he's got a presence. I like a goalkeeper like McGregor. He's got a presence where it does give you a wee bit of the fear.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a Rangers man. I'm quite sure he is.
I'm pretty sure quite a few people. I'm pretty sure Callum Davison is a big Rangers fan. I don't want to betray any secrets there, but pretty sure I've heard that through the grapevine.
Did we miss any comments? I'm just
I will scroll up a bit because we'll try. If anyone wants to call in, please do, because obviously Si likes to sound his own voice, but they're good to have some opinions.
It's good to hear different opinions. Replying to Werner, I'm going to try and pronounce because Mark Dingwall told me how to pronounce his
I'll
name.
try it. Werner Galen-Kirken.
Galen-Kirken. I think it is. I don't know. Galen-Kirken. That's what I don't know. Great call. Love listening to you. I have family in Germany, said Jake Henry. Great people and so down to earth.
Sorry, I'll just echo that. My gran was German, and I've got some German heritage as well. So it was fantastic for me to hear a view from Germany as well. So Thanks so much for the call, Bernard, again.
Robert Bain, give him a shout out. Robert Bain, how you doing, mate? Betty McKenzie, Morelos hates being subbed. They're missing out, not giving Rangers more tickets. I agree with that, Betty, that's my point. I just think it's terrible. Supporters clubs are suffering really badly with that. How do you run a supporters club when there's maybe 5 or 6 boys that get tickets? It's no fair, and the guys are going every week, and then the stadium's empty. I just don't like that. Morelos hates being subbed. I agree with that, and it's a sign of a great striker or a great player. If it didn't hate being subbed, I would be more worried about that. Any more comments we missed here? Just think that's us now. Just predictions here. I've got Brian Newell 2-0 to Rangers, Kent and Bonner to score. Donna.
It's been a while since
One
Bonner
nil,
got a free
David
kick,
Dinsmore.
so let's hope for that, yeah.
What's your thoughts? I've done that one already. So that's all the comments, and guys, I don't think there's any more to cover tonight. I'm just checking if anybody messaged me. I think that's us for the night, anything else?
Just again,
Double check your notes.
we just remind us about the competition.
Aye.
Before we go.
Competition, right, we'll take one more time, guys. It's a nice wee Northern Ireland pick. How you doing, Lindsay? How you doing, pal?
Okay, so hopefully you can see that.
I will do it if you put it in the right
Aye.
Aye, that's it. So Northern Ireland team from the, was it 60s? 50s?
1950.
1950, and it's Northern Ireland playing in Italy. It's a wee limited edition poster that was made, and if anybody, especially Northern Ireland boys, would like to win it, we'll get it posted out to you.
Yep, so the question is, what was the Christian names, the first names of the McNeil brothers that founded the club?
And a shout out, I spoke to a few guys at the Village Hotel at the weekend, the Barrington Rangers Supporters Club. Just a shout out to them. They're doing a great job in just by Sandy. Well, I don't know if it's in Sandy Row or by Sandy Row. I'd say it's still Sandy Row. It's right beside Windsor Park. It's a great Rangers club. If you ever get a chance, if you go to Windsor Park or else you're looking to go to a Rangers bar in the area, the Barrington Rangers Supporters Club is outstanding. I met the guys at the weekend and they asked me to give them a wee shout out. And they were telling me that's the place to be. I've been in it a few times. I've got a big picture of Billy Simpson in it on the outside there. It's fantastic. So a wee shout out to them. The Dubai Loyal, I met them 2 weeks ago and they were asking, some of the boys was asking for a shout out. And where was the other pub? Was another pub asked me to give them a mention. The Secton Bar in Coatbridge. Also, they've been in touch with us tonight as well. They're interested in helping with what appeals. So we're looking for Rangers supporters to donate basically a what do you call it? I forgot the name of it. A selection box. A chocolate selection box. It costs about 80 pence to £1. You can buy a couple or whatever. If your supporters club want to get involved, the sick kids are looking for 2,000 of them for all the kids in Glasgow. That'll be looking for a wee prize, a wee surprise. So it's a wee selection box. If you could donate one, some of the bars that are going to be involved, they'll all be listed by tomorrow night who's supporting.
How do they go about donating it, Si?
You just basically turn up to one of the bars on the Gers TV page tomorrow.
Okay.
So far, you have the Bristol Bar in Duke Street, the Black Bull Bar in Cambuslang, and we have the Royalty Bar in Maryhill. I have to contact the Stegton Bar and the Loudon Tavern in Duke Street as well. I've just not a chance to contact them, so there'll be more bars getting involved in it. All you do is you go and tell them you want to donate it. They'll put it in the chiller, and we'll be then arrange to get it between Saturday and Wednesday night next week. I'll arrange if somebody can help me with a van to go around and collect as many as we can. I've said to the charity that I think we'll have between 1,000 and 2,000. What do you think we can do?
Yeah, I think if we all come together, we could. Can the patrons of these bars donate cash for us for the Gers TV to buy selection boxes? Or does it have to be the physical selection boxes?
No. If you want to buy, ideally people buy them because if I buy them for them, I need to get the seats and post them. It's a wee bit more work for me. Ideally, you buy them yourself and you put them in. But if somebody far away outside Glasgow, if you do want to send a donation in, I'll make sure whatever you send will be posted on a picture with your receipt, so you know exactly where your money went for the appeal. But as I said, they look for 2,000 to cover all the kids that are needing a wee gift at Christmas time. Guys, help us out with this one. It's a 80 pence donation and £1. Stick a couple of selection boxes in. One thing I will say about I call it York Hill, but the sick kids, it's a place that you never ever want to have to go with your kids. They saved my life, and I've been in with one of my daughters as well when she was younger. And it's a lovely place when you see the great work they do, but it's an eye opener when you realise how lucky you can be in life.
Especially over Christmas time when if you've got a kid in hospital and all they've got is a wee selection box to make up, to get a selection box Christmas morning, whatever, brings a wee smile to their face. Especially, and you don't really get many kids in hospital with COVID right now that are not getting anything serious wrong with them. So if we can help them and give them a a wee selection box, 80p, 90 pence a pound, then we'd appreciate it. So thank you.
As well as that,
We have got the Oswald tonight on Friday as well.
which I'm going to just put up one more time. So the Oswald's one, if anybody wants to come along, it's £5 on the door. Every penny raised goes towards the Sick Kids Appeal. I hope to, the plan just now, I think the plan is I've spoke to the charity in the hospital. If we make enough money, we're going to buy them, what do you call the games again?
PlayStation 5 or the new Xbox. The Xbox, I think it's called the Series X, I could be wrong. But we are looking to raise enough money on Friday night to donate a PlayStation 5 or I'll just say
With games.
The new Xbox with some games as well. Okay, so
And if we do better than that, we'll add to it whatever we can. But it's something that you'll physically be able to see us buying. Gordon Smith's coming along, he's going to do a wee question answer. You've got a Rangers singer, Emma Leslie, my daughter, coming tonight to sing for us. I've got a DJ, Stevie, who was one of those, Stevie, isn't it? He was only earlier on. Stevie is going to help us as well. I'll give Stevie a wee shout out later again when I can get the details of it.
The only downside is I'll be there. But
I'll be there.
we've all got a process to bear.
Hopefully Sandra's better. And we're trying to get the representatives of the Sick Kids Appeal to come along. Because of these new rules by wee Nippy, they've told us tonight they're going to struggle to bring somebody along because if they come along to this, they've got to watch it but get back to the hospital. So it might be a wee video. If I get a video, I'll be playing the video on Gers TV to let you see exactly what happens. And
what I would say just on that, just touching on that, just regarding what she said today, and some people know my political views, so I won't give her too much oxygen. However, she did say that there's been any plans, don't change them. So if you were planning to come along on Friday night, then it's absolutely still fine to do so because we've been told by the First Minister that any that's been plans should not change them.
So guys, get yourself a line to Oswald's Bar on Friday night. Give us a wee bit of support. It'll help the sick kids out. You'll get a wee laugh and a joke. You'll get a bevy. Enjoy the game tomorrow night. Enjoy the game at the weekend. Never forget.
We are
the people.
Good night.
I have been lucky in those who were around me from the boardroom to the dressing room. In times of stress, their unstinted support, unbroken devotion to our club and calmness in adversity eased the task of making Rangers Football Club the premier club in this country. To be a Ranger is to sense the sacred trust of upholding all that such a name means in this shrine of football. They must be true in their conception of what the Ibrox tradition seeks from them. No true Ranger has ever failed in the tradition set him. Our very success, gained you will agree by skill, will draw more people than ever to see it, and that will benefit many more clubs than Rangers. Let the others come after us. We welcome the chase. It is healthy for us. We will never hide from it. Never fear. Inevitably, we shall have our years of failure, and when they arrive, we must reveal tolerance and sanity. No matter the days of anxiety that come our way, we shall emerge stronger because of the trials to be overcome. That has been the philosophy of the Rangers since the days of the gallant pioneers.